It's gonna be an emotional day today. Oh my god. Asagi. Otsuka Asagi. The pond's just in front of me here. I was looking back at some of the old videos, right? Honestly, they have just been absolutely in the zone. Unbelievable stuff. But I've got to get the net stuck in there. I think it was around about 50. I can't keep them all, I do know that. That's going to be hard work. They look banging. So in this video, there's going to be a few links so you can catch up with their previous progress, because that's going to be really good to see. We're going to do a bit of educational stuff on them again, where they're at, to be able to go back then and compare and have a look against it all. And you're also going to get to watch me get all emotional at the thought of having to part with a few. Yeah, exciting. I've got the 3.5k pond. This is all part of sorting this fish house out and getting that manoeuvring done to get these ponds ready for the incoming shipments. Yeah, excited but apprehensive. Let's get my big net stuck in and see what we've got.
I tell you what, I'm just going to fetch some nets, got to leave them covered over. Always remember Asagi and mental. Oh my word, the body, the size, all them big Otsuka face, Otofuku face characteristics. Wow, here you go, the big reveal. My word. And let's not forget, let's keep the context here. 1200 gallon pond again. With what? I think there's 50 in here we put in. And just look at the body condition. So many different styles, so much going on. There's a few struggled with the size. Wow, look at that. Oh god. Might be an easy selection this. I'll just sock them all into the new pond. That was an interesting one. I actually offered this at the last selection on the Telegram group and nobody bit. That was a mistake. Not that I'm moaning now. Oh, look at this here. Wow. See, that's really starting to form. Look at that. See loads of penny development. I've actually been feeding these 50-50 mix with the colour food to see what kind of impact that had. Oh, right. I'm going to get stuck into it and wish me luck.
I think this was my most pathetic effort yet at selection. However, I am bowled away. I just need to remind you why I'm a massive Asagi fan anyway. Remember, all varieties in koi stem from this variety. They're incredibly important, and when they're actually done well, I think they are one of the best varieties out there, and they just stand out in any collection. Now, oh crikey, let's get this right. For 22 years I've been visiting Japan. I'm a massive fan of the Otsuka linings. Like I say, this face style, the Benny and everything's banging, but this Otofuku, big cheek, bold face, huge mouth style is so distinctive. I love it. And I've had them over the years with his Tosai mixes. I once managed to get him to do me a mix Akamatsuba and Asagi, but it was more Akamatsuba. This last year was the first time in all that time period, despite trying, I managed to get a batch of them on their own. It's not easy, even buying Nisai from his place at any kind of standard, it's not easy to get them in any kind of quantity. So to have these where they're at right now, for me, is special opportunity, and that's why I'm just not taking this too seriously from a sales perspective, because I am really enjoying this as a koi keeper. It's phenomenal to get the chance to have them in a bulk batch, to raise them and see what we can produce out of it overall. So I'm going to flip around, but the cogs are turning. I'm making no promises, but it feels like there might be some kind of grow out events sat in this, which I think would be quite cool to celebrate this variety from this particular breeder.
So 2 nets. I've not had a chance to have an official measure up yet. These, the smaller ones I've got whipped out, but even still what I've got in here, because I did have to take some away. But the style, I mean, this is actually one of the reverse. It's a Gyakume Asagi, the reverse type. Stunning. I mean, just look at the qualities in them all. Bodies, absolutely exceptional where they're at currently. That one's in a nice spot. Benny's forming really well. I'm really happy with that, where they're at. Look at that, look. Fantastic, really happy with them. So they'll be making their way out and getting processed more than likely through our Koi Online brand. The website and the auctions, you can get into all that. Links are always in the descriptions. Some real quality in there. And then what stays behind? Nice to see I've got some of the more informal type patterns as well looking here. Look at that. The real Kawari type one. I do love that. And by the time I get that Benny fully worked up, that thing's going to pop. Just look at the bodies. There's a couple of the Gyakume style in here. And then that super, super rare Otsuka Asagi, the Aragoke style one. You've seen that once. That thing is nuts. But yeah, this is just dreamy stuff for me. The quality level in here, I'd say on a general, but it would be so hard for me to get this quality in this quantity. There's one of the reverse ones, look. I can get that. Look how insane that looks. Gyakume Asagi. No Benny on it yet and no signs, but worth taking the gamble on. Yeah, so I'm just going to process at the minute how I might be able to execute that and do that. My God, they're mental. And we'll get a few in a bowl in some clear water as well. So, giving myself a little dilemma here. This is the pond they're going into, and I have got two saggy over there that, yeah, might get lost in the mix. They're Okawa ones. I want to separate them. So, unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunately, it is what it is. I'm going to have to move them with my big beastie size over here. My new toys coming on Thursday as well, apparently. These, honestly, I'm going to stop myself from swearing. This pond's nuts. But I'll just slip them in there for now. So I've got my loot in the pond. All of a sudden looks very blue in there. Very, very happy about that. In fact, I'm over the moon. Not even sex one, I've just done this whole thing on quality. And to be fair, what I'm about to show you next was destined for this pond, but yes, I've put the dots together in my head. Let's do an Otsuka Asagi grow out contest. Very limited one, mind. So right here, these were all out of my keep net. I have 11 pieces, size, based on what's just gone in there, 38 to, I think that'll be over, that'll probably be like 41, 42. Really different mix in here of styles and development stages and the whole lot. So these were just destined for my grow on pond there, so I'm going to divert them. We'll figure out the full details and make a separate video about that. However, I'm going to grow these with the Battle of the Breeders Online event fish, Maruyama and Dainichi, because I've got a bit of capacity in that pond. Allows me to separate them. And then I think what I'm going to do with this is get some judging involved and some prizes for the skill of selection here with Otsuka himself in Japan. So I'll get that cleared with him. I'm sure it won't be a problem. I'm sure he'll also like to see what he missed out on. So yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. It's going to be pretty epic.
Now, you must forgive me. Events of the day got in the way there in between all that. However, what I've done for now is those event fish have gone back in there, look, with the few bits for sale. So we'll get them up again at some point, separate them, get all that work done, photographed, etc. We'll make a specific video. I haven't had the time to dip today's fish in some fresh water for you to have a look at, but hopefully you've seen enough there to see the success. When they arrived, I think it was around March or April. I think it was April actually. Last year there were 10 to 12 cm. Oh, staggering. And the biggest one got in that pond today at 42. Be interested to see how that grow out goes, see how popular they are. We're going to put a very keen price on them for Otsuka Asagi. But yeah, really celebrate that as a variety, end of the day. Bar the Magoi, they were the next evolution. It's where everything else came from, and such a pivotal part now. If you look at development of Golden Corn, Saito and his Shunku, they're the base of so much. Fascinating variety, and that's a banger of a bloodline for them. So enjoy some of the other content, looking back on those. I'll make sure all the links are sat in the description, so feel free to check those out and stay tuned for more news coming on them. I'm out doing a delivery tomorrow and a couple of other bits, so I think probably on Wednesday, we're going to be hitting the Sakamaki pond. I did the Okawa Shiro yesterday. In fact, there's a point, look, bit of a crossing for you. I did do some footage yesterday but forgot to finish that, so we'll chuck that in now, let you enjoy that bit, and then yeah, like I say, it's on to the Sakamaki pond and then the Coda next. Stay tuned for more updates. Oh, I wasn't planning this video whatsoever, but this is what happens at this place. Got to stay nimble and on your toes. I have got here, hope you can see that over my shoulder, a phenomenal pond of Okawa Shiro Utsuri, Ginnin Shiro Utsuri Nisai. I have featured them on here a few times. I'll try and find whatever videos and post a link somewhere, because there might have been more than one. I think there is more than one. But yeah, most of the ponds in this greenhouse, apart from a couple, need to be emptied. And in one of my previous videos, I mentioned about consolidating all this lot into a big pond in there. I'll show you that big pond now. It's all put back together. It's got the new pump on. It's absolutely superb. We're just having a look in here for a few fish to stick out on Telegram for some pondside sales and for the auctions on WhatsApp today. And that pond got targeted. But rather than lift a few up, we're going to stick the same net through, get them all up, do the final selection and crack on from there. So you can see that's the pond that I showed you last time in the filter chamber. That's the new Aquamax Eco 13,000. I actually think we need to make a bigger spray bar to really make the most of that, but I love what that's creating right there. Look at the impact down there on that, superb. And there's a cracking batch of fish in here already from that last selection. So now I'm going to be going through that Okawa Shiro pond, and my most prime examples will end up in here, and the rest unfortunately are going to have to go, which is going to upset me a great deal, let me tell you. Something about black and white and Asagi, I don't know what it is, but it's literally like tearing body parts off me. It's ridiculous, but got to be done. So this is the batch. They're in one of the 1,200 gallon ponds. Look, it is pretty rambling. If you saw how these have grown in here since they got moved in, it's been ridiculous. A couple of Ginmetsubas as well, and that proper koi water. Look at that, it's like a fine Tetley brew. Banging. How am I actually meant to do this? It'd be too much stress for a Sunday. Wowzers. It's the Sumi progression that's been phenomenal. Oh my god. So got that all done. Got a few customers fishing there, and I'm going to share a bit of that with you because I've got some video clips from when they sold. There'll be some happy people there. This net of filth is what I've got lined up to go to my to that 3.5k pond. These will be available. I don't know when we'll get them photographed. Maybe as we move them, I don't know. But if you are interested, you can drop me a message. That, oh my god. Oh. So these are just done so well again. A few banging Ginmetsubas in there as well.
and I've had to be ultra disciplined, and there's actually a huge net over there. I'll show you in a minute as to go back into the pond of everything that is coming out for sale that will be available through our Koi Online platform, more than likely. But there's some extreme fish in there. Just the whole batch across the board is madness. All once again primarily been done in this 1200 gallon pond. Geez, I wish it was 12,500 gallon. That'd be dangerous.
God, I love black and white. Anyway, the pond I need to move them to in there is too warm at 20 odd degrees. So I've got a pond here. You can see it. We cleaned out the other day. That's currently at 15, about the same. I can use that just to gradually warm them over the next couple of days before I move them in there. What I don't want to do is stress the sumi, which could happen if I move them too quick. Health-wise, they'll be fine going from there to there. But I could stress the sumi and send it into hiding, and I don't want to do that.
So right here, I have got probably my absolute top 3 from the whole batch. Phenomenal stuff. I'm about to photograph these up. These are available. There will be an additional year's growing option with these as well. But oh my word, that is exciting.